Good morning. Muy buenos días, bienvenidos al Aeropuerto Internacional de McAllen. Welcome to McAllen International Airport. My name is Daniela Plata and I am honored to be your MC for today's program. Before we start, I'd like to mention that today is Central America's Independence Day and tomorrow will be Mexico's. Congratulations on the commemoration of these important anniversaries. Today, McAllen International Airport is hosting a very special opening ceremony and ribbon cutting. Nuestra Tierra, Nuestra Herencia is a photography exhibit inspired by sustainability and prosperity. Two concepts rooted in the United Nations Transforming Our World agenda. For this special project, the city collaborated with the Consulates of El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Mexico to curate the photographs you will see as part of the exhibit. Hispanic Heritage Month is the perfect occasion to highlight the contributions of Hispanics to our community. And today, the City of McAllen will recognize a special guest, a true trailblazer and leader that is changing the game. At this moment, I'd like to introduce our city leadership. Please help me welcome Commissioner District Number 4, Honorable Rodolfo Ruri Castillo. Thank you for being here. Commissioner District 5, Honorable Victor Sevi Haddad. McAllen City Manager, Mr. Roy Rodriguez. We also have a special guest, Sister Norma Pimentel. Thank you for being here. We also have our Consul of Mexico, Froilan Yescas. Consul de El Salvador, Benjamín Galán. Cónsul General de Guatemala, María del Rosario Obando. Y en representación del Consulado de Honduras, Cecilia Funes. Thank you all for being here. At this moment, I'd like to introduce also our City Commissioner, District Number 5, the Honorable Victor Sevi Haddad, to deliver some remarks. Thank you.
Trying to find where the notes are at. Speaking. If not, I have them on the phone.
I can go.
You have them here? Thank you and good morning. On behalf of the City of McAllen, I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the Independence Day of El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, and Mexico. Congratulations to our consuls. We want to thank everyone for being here and joining us in the ribbon cutting of the photography exhibit honoring National Hispanic Heritage Month, titled Nuestra Tierra, Nuestra Herencia, in which we partnered with the consuls of Mexico and Central America to inspire a message of sustainability and prosperity. McAllen International Airport is proud to host this exhibit as it has helped enhance the multicultural ties by providing the best connectivity to the major Texas hubs where travelers can fly anywhere in the world, including Mexico, Central, and South America, to visit family, friends, and learn more about their roots. The City of McAllen, through the years, has fostered and embraced diversity and inclusion. We proudly celebrate National Hispanic Heritage Month by recognizing a member of the RGV community who is an excellent example of tenacity and success. He is a great advocate for sustainability. Our 2023 Trailblazer is proactively addressing and acting on environmental, housing, and clean water issues. Our special guest's prominent career in sports includes playing for the most important Major League Baseball franchises and helping a team win the 2011 World Series championship. Not going to reveal it myself, but we cannot wait to hear more about his accomplishments and compassionate humanitarian work. Thank you all for being here, and felicidades a nuestros consuls. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Now please welcome McAllen City Manager, Mr. Roy Rodriguez.
Good morning. You fumbled through this too. What a great day again here in the city of McAllen. Thank you all so much for being here. Buenos dias. The city of McAllen congratulates Mexico and Central America for their Independence Day anniversary. We join you today as we reflect together on the long pathway to independence for your countries. Today is certainly a special occasion as we commemorate National Hispanic Heritage Month, this moment in which we acknowledge the contributions of Hispanics to our nation, but most importantly, to our community that has shaped the uniqueness of our region, should last all year round. In conjunction with the Consuls of El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras, and Mexico, we are thrilled to showcase the Nuestra Tierra, Nuestra Herencia photography. Together we collaborated to curate and display the natural richness of our partner countries, as the inspiration of this year's exhibit was based on the United Nations Agenda for Sustainability and Prosperity. That is a mouthful. The exhibit depicts landscapes, ecosystems, and natural resources that remind us of the greatest of these nations, but also the limitations we face if we don't act with plans to address a more sustainable future. Our partnerships with the Consuls is valued, as we know they work tirelessly to strengthen and develop relations between their diaspora in the fields of economy, investments, culture, and education. Thank you, Consuls, for partnering with the City of McAllen on this project. Today's program also highlights Hispanic trailblazers, as Commissioner Haddad just mentioned. As a region, we know the Rio Grande Valley has talented leaders who work towards building a better tomorrow, and we could not be more proud to welcome a true natural leader who inspires excellence, discipline, resilience, and compassion. Shortly, you will hear more about today's honoree. Finalmente, hoy comparto con ustedes el orgullo de celebrar la hispanidad, que es sin duda una razón más para confirmar el compromiso de McAllen con toda la comunidad que reside y visita nuestra hermosa ciudad. Hoy, McAllen es una ciudad exitosa porque tenemos el espíritu de construir relaciones de trabajo, de negocios, pero sobre todo la amistad, en donde todos tienen un lugar y juegan un papel esencial. Nuevamente, felicidades, cónsules de México, Guatemala, Honduras y El Salvador, por su independencia, y gracias por su colaboración. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias, administrador. La colaboración con las oficinas consulares que se encuentran en McAllen es indispensable para el desarrollo de estas iniciativas, así que en este momento le pedimos a la Cónsul General de Guatemala, María del Rosario Obando, que nos hable un poco más sobre esta exhibición. Bienvenida, Cónsul.
So good morning. Dear commissioners, city manager, airport authorities and staff, consuls generals, media and community present. It's an honor to be here again. First of all, I would like to extend our gratitude to the city of McAllen and the McAllen International Airport for again organizing this wonderful event and for finding new ways to accommodate us in their space. Last year, each of us, by us, I mean the Consulate of El Salvador, Honduras, Mexico, and Guatemala, had the opportunity to display 6 photographs each. But this time, we will be displaying a total of 16 photographs. Therefore, we thank the city, the director Elizabeth Suarez and her wonderful staff, with special mention of Daniela Plata, for her ideas and for all the willingness that everybody shows us to host us again and to open more spaces for us. This exhibit celebrates the Hispanic Heritage Month in recognition of the vast contributions of the Latino community to this great nation. We invite you to appreciate the beauty of our peoples, folklore, and colors depicted on our photographs. The warmth and the flavor of our countries can be tasted at the wonderful gathering prepared for you today. So on our side, on September 15, we are feeling even more welcome, appreciated, and embraced by the city of McAllen by inaugurating this exhibit on the day, as we already heard, that we, El Salvador, Honduras, and Guatemala celebrate our 202nd anniversary of independence, and Mexico, starting today and continuing tomorrow, celebrates its 213th anniversary. So we could not be feeling more welcome and embraced. And I want to notice too that this whole month, each of our flags will be flown at the City Hall next to your flags, displaying the friendship and bond among our nations, and making our nationals living here feeling welcome and honored. Thank you for that. Thank you, City of McAllen. So on behalf of TRICAMEX, I hereby take the opportunity again to reaffirm our commitment, born out of the brotherhood of our nations, to foster, foment, and tighten the friendship and relationship amongst our countries and agencies represented here, in favor of creating new initiatives and projects that will benefit our communities like this one. Thank you so much.
Muchas gracias, Consul, por esas palabras. Now, echoing what our city leaders mentioned, McAllen is proud to recognize Hispanic trailblazers changing the game. Today's special guest calls the RGB home. He was born and raised in Mexico, in Reynosa, Paisano, where he started playing baseball. His outstanding talent was evident from a young age, and after years of hard work, discipline, and resilience, he became a professional baseball pitcher. He played in the most important Major League Baseball franchises, including St. Louis Cardinals, Atlanta Braves, Minnesota Twins, New York Yankees, Toronto Blue Jays, and Chicago Cubs. The Cardinals drafted him in the 22nd round of the 2005 MLB draft from Sugarland High School in Mission, and he made his MLB debut with the Cardinals in 2008. In 2010, he was third in the National League Rookie of the Year, while posting the 4th best earned run average in the league. Our 2023 honoree was pitching for the Cardinals when the team earned its 2011 World Championship. Jaime retired at 32 from baseball, but his passion for serving the community confirmed his commitment to addressing sustainability issues actively. He currently collaborates with organizations helping communities in poverty find solutions for a sustainable development. His humanitarian work started at a young age. For this trailblazer, collaborating with nonprofits has been the motivation to transform lives. He's a natural leader who inspires younger generations to tackle sustainability issues in the fields of water access, fair housing, accessible education, and health services. Water Mission, One Mission, Habitat for Humanity, Crisis Aid International, Clay Students Leadership are some of the nonprofits he serves by building safe water sanitation systems, adequate housing, assistance in sustaining life, and providing mentorship to students in at-risk communities, respectively. These organizations also teach communities about the preservation of resources. Our Hispanic trailblazer leads under the premise of give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime.
Jaime Garcia's story began here on the border. As he grew up in Reynosa, Mexico, Jaime's athletic talent set him on a path that would take him further than anyone could have imagined. Jaime's discipline, resilience, and dedication to developing his skills since age 3 led the young left-hander to pitch for the Sharyland Rattlers in Mission, Texas. Jaime's world changed forever when he entered the world of Major League Baseball with the St. Louis Cardinals in 2008. Jaime's life in the big league earned early success and promise, tempered with challenges along the way. Jaime overcame injuries, surgery, and challenges early in his career. However, his resilience defied the odds and positioned him on the road to a promising career. Jaime's promise was realized in 2010 when he became the second Mexico native to start as a pitcher in the World Series. Jaime helped the St. Louis Cardinals win the series, making him a world champion.
It's amazing. I'm really proud of my teammates.
Today, Jaime remains committed to his community and culture on the border and in Mexico. Jaime is a key partner with Water Mission, a faith-based charity that provides safe drinking water and spiritual guidance to impoverished communities in Chiapas, Mexico. From growing up on the border to walking into the White House as a world champion, Jaime Garcia continues to inspire the next generation to pursue their dreams, develop their gifts, and be a force of good in the world.
Please help me welcome our 2023 honoree, Jaime Garcia.
Oh my goodness. Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'd like to start by saying thank you so much for the invite. It really is an honor. It's mind-blowing anytime I get an opportunity to speak, share a few words, and to receive an award like this. It really is humbling, mind-blowing because, like Daniela said, being born and raised in Reynosa when I didn't even speak English. I didn't even speak Spanish well growing up, coming to high school. So the fact that they asked me to share a few words of encouragement and share a little bit of my story, it really is humbling and it's mind-blowing. Oh my goodness, looking at that video, it still brings a lot of memories and goosebumps, and it is really hard to believe. Like the announcer said that Jaime Garcia was an overcomer, right? I'm known in the baseball world for somebody that it's a survivor, an overcomer. But I would like to say that I'm standing at the place where I'm at in my life. Not only I became a champion in baseball, but I became a champion in all areas of life, really. And literally a public success that is leading out of the private success, living a full, wholehearted life. And I went from being an overcomer to now I'm more than an overcomer. So today I wanted to share a little bit of kind of the story of how I became the individual that I am today. And I'm able to not only speak, but articulate and speak in front of hundreds and even thousands of people in English and Spanish, when my biggest fear growing up was social anxiety, public speaking, right? Now I'm able to do it, defeat all my fears. So yes, like Daniela said, growing up in Reynosa, born and raised, I grew up in a very tough home. A lot of issues with anxiety, depression, shame, physical injuries started when I was 12 years old. For those of people in the Valley that say, well, he was very gifted, he was very talented, no, that's not the case. When I came here to Cherryland High School, 15 years old, I already needed surgery in my arm, elbow, blew out my shoulder as well. So signing professional baseball, I had no business. But like Daniela said on my past or talking, when people talk about me, it's just that discipline, that drive, that relentless mentality, right? It's that determination, consistency that separated me from the crowd. Because as we know, we live in a world that we all want the easy route, right? But for me, I remember being literally 7, 8 years old, watching baseball on TV and seeing Fernando Valenzuela pitch in a major league game, and I said, that's gonna be me one day. You know, I don't care what I have to do. And I went to a step higher and I said, I don't care what I have to stop doing to get to that point. I wanna get to that place. And like I said, growing up with a lot of shame, anxiety, I thought that accomplishing those things, this is what I want to have, was going to give me fulfillment, right? So for those of you that have experienced that, then that developed this consistency, right? It separated me from everybody else, and it allowed me to get to the major leagues, accomplish what nobody else in the Valley has accomplished, right? Get there, stay there. I signed a multi-year contract. I win the World Series with the St. Louis Cardinals, thinking that I made it. You know, I'm in the top of the world, but it turned out that wasn't it. You know, the anxiety, the depression actually grew. Don't get me wrong, being financially freedom, it's a good thing. But it grew because now the expectations, the pressure outside of the game grow. And I was thinking that that was gonna really give me fulfillment, but it actually just put a little Band-Aid. But then what helped me to accomplish, to get to the next level of leadership, that I believe it's getting to a point where I realized that just seeking my own pleasure and my own money so I can feel good is not getting it done. So I was introduced to this perspective of how to be smart, and instead of focusing and working on the things that you want to accomplish, focus on the person that you want to become. And I think what I've always had, I was never perfect, like I said, the complete opposite of perfect, but I always had a willing heart, and I had a hunger for something else. I had a hunger to become a person of impact, an impactful person, to make a difference in this world. And I remember seeing guys that would give back to their communities, and they're driving force of why they were having success in the game, or wanted to have success in the game. It was to make a difference in the world. So I went from like, these are the things that I want to do, to this is the person that I want to become. This is the impact that I want to give back to people, right? So that really took me to another level of leadership, and allowed me to accomplish what nobody in my country has ever accomplished, which is to come back from one major surgery in my elbow and then come back from a second major surgery in my shoulder, when people don't come back from those things. And I had more success after the surgery, which doesn't make sense. I get to play in another World Series team, but then I realized, I got to the point where I'm like, okay, now I got it. You know what? I'm disciplined, I'm determined, I'm dedicated, I'm consistent, I'm driven, I have grit, I have this resiliency in me, and now I'm playing for a higher purpose. Now I'm no longer thinking about making millions of dollars, I'm thinking about giving millions of dollars away, right? This is it. But it turned out that going into my 7th year in the major leagues, I blew out my neck. They actually removed my first rib, and they did a pec minor release. It was a major surgery that people don't come back. But then my depression and my anxiety, my shame came back, and it actually got worse. And this is the moment when I literally got to the end of myself, and it's the reason why I'm standing where I'm standing today. It's the reason why I not only overcame and faced my fears, but I did my own brain surgery, I have a new mind, a new perspective, a new way of thinking. That's when I became, like this church says, limitless, unbreakable, a complete champion in all areas of life. And this is when I discovered, for the first time in my life, who I really was. I went back to find my identity. Like I said, you discover what God gave you. He gave me an ability to play baseball. You discover the purpose, you want a higher purpose. All those things are great, which is what I talk to people about. You have a vision in life of where you're going and who you want to become. All that's great. But like I said, we're just putting little Band-Aids and we don't get to the root of it. And the root of it is your identity. What is driving you to become those things? And for me, like maybe some of you guys grew up like that. If you grow up thinking that you're not enough and you feel like you're rejected, and you have to earn your approval and you have to earn love by parents and people, because that was what was driving me. I'm thinking that once I get there, it's going to give me fulfillment. There's no amount of money, there's no pleasure in the world that's ever going to give you fulfillment. So for me, getting to the end of myself and finally surrendering my life to God, Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, and getting to the end of myself and realizing for the first time and hearing for the first time in my life that I was enough for Him. That He loved me unconditionally, that He chose me for a purpose, and He chose me to abide in Him. That was the beginning of the rest of my life, the most amazing life that I'm living today. That was the beginning of being able to stop believing the biggest lie this world uses, which is when identity is tied up to what you do. Being able to separate who I was and who I am from what I have done in the past, what my family had done, my career, the World Series rings, all those things had nothing to do with my identity. It was the beginning of literally reprogramming my belief system, where I was no longer trying to perform so I could show people so I could be somebody. I was already somebody with Him. And that gave me a peace that surpasses all understanding. The God started guarding my heart and my mind. And that is when it took me, that's when I went, like I said at the beginning, from being an overcomer to more than an overcomer, unstoppable. And not only when doctors said, I remember every single doctor in the team said, if you do this surgery, not only is your career over, man, but you may not be able to use your left arm for the rest of your life the way you want to use it. Not only did I came back after that surgery the following year in record time, but I had the best year of my career. And I was still able to perform for 3-4 more years. Played for the Yankees, played for the Braves. I played for almost 11 years. And that is a stat up until this day that nobody in the history of Major League Baseball has ever come back from those 3 surgeries and have success. I'm not even talking about success, just come back purely. But how was the new creation? It gave me a peace, like I said. It gave me fulfillment. It gave me stability. And when you have peace, you sleep well. You're no longer trying to perform to be when you are full. That gives you a creativity, and it gives you stability, and it gives you joy, and it gives you passion. To where now you have everything in alignment. So, like I said, I think what I tell people and I encourage people is that pursuing your dreams, identifying the gift that God gave you, placing it in a higher purpose, and having a vision in life, all those things are amazing. But my encouragement to people that are here today, and my prayer this morning, and my prayer for the last couple of weeks, which I've been praying for this, is like, I don't want to just go there and give you a motivational talk so you can feel good and talk about how amazing I am. No, my goal and my hope for this time here, and people that are watching online or whatever, kids, that they can see me as a role model, is that I would encourage you to go back in the inside, go home and ask yourself, who am I? Where's my identity? What is driving me to want to become successful? And I would encourage you to find, I'm here to bring you hope that you are enough. You are enough regardless of what happened in the past, regardless of what you did this morning, what you did last night, that there's hope for you to start building that identity. And then once you get to that point, like I said, find what God gave you. He gave each and every person that were here, He gave us a gift. He gave us a seed inside of us to produce fruit. Once you get to that point, place it on a higher purpose, like it happened to me. Place it on making a difference in the world, to serve as a blessing to others, to add value. How can I use this to fulfill God's purpose for my life, not my purpose? Because if you're seeking your purpose, if you're seeking the ego, you're seeking the patterns of the world, it's going to lead to destruction. But if you start seeking that purpose that He created you to accomplish, you start becoming unstoppable, unbreakable. And from that place, for younger generations, write a vision down of the person you want to become. And if this moment like this is really having an impact in your life, and say, you know what, I want to be like Jaime tomorrow. I want to be like Jaime 10, 20 years from now. I want to go back and I want to get away from that victimhood mentality this world is telling me, or the limits that the society puts on me. And I want to be able to learn English. I want to be able to speak well. I want to be able to articulate. I want to fulfill God's purpose for my life. Write it down. Be intentional about the vision that you have. You know what? I want to be able to give millions of dollars away. I want to give back to my community. I want to make a difference in the world. Write it down. And that's going to give you the strength, the dedication, the commitment, the passion that you need to fulfill God's purpose in your life. Once you get to that point, like I said, you're not only going to become a champion in baseball, but you're going to become a champion in all areas of life. And you're going to live this full, wholehearted, abundant life with an abundance mindset. So again, that is my prayer for you, that you will not only settle with the patterns of the world, but you will get aligned with God's purpose for your life. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Muchas gracias, Jaime. Te pedimos nos acompañes al frente. Le pedimos a nuestro City Manager, City Commission, Airport Administration. Cónsules, por favor, nos acompañen al frente.
Sí.
Thank you. Please have your seats. Before we conclude, I'd like to ask the Director of Aviation to join us at the podium to deliver remarks.
Pues nada más recalcar todos los puntos que ya se han hecho. Muchas gracias, Jaime. De veras que nos sigues inspirando con tu mensaje. Y yo creo que ese es el último mensaje de hoy. Al celebrar nuestra herencia, celebramos aquella jornada del inmigrante, de quienes somos, de nuestras raíces, y reconocemos que somos un pueblo valiente, inspirado por una gran fe, luchista, y al llegar, exitoso. Celebramos en estos momentos lo mejor de la madre patria, de cada uno de nosotros, de nuestros abuelos, nuestros padres, con el reflejo de la cultura, de los países, de lo hermoso que es México, Latinoamérica, Centroamérica en lo particular, pero llevamos en nuestro corazón lo más importante de esta herencia. Nosotros como aeropuerto somos muy felices en poder conectar a nuestra comunidad hacia tantos destinos, pero más allá es una conexión humana. Muy agradecida estoy yo y todo mi equipo de poder trabajar a la mano con nuestros cónsules para apoyarlos a ellos en un trabajo tan importante que hacen. Es un trabajo de una labor muy fuerte, que a veces no es nada fácil. Sabemos que hacen mucho para apoyar crecimiento de arte, de cultura, de celebración de nuestros países, pero más allá es su servicio humanitario. Y por eso pues nos engrandece mucho este cariño que tenemos por ustedes. Gracias por todo lo que hacen. Nosotros también muy agradecidos con todo nuestro equipo administrativo, nuestros líderes, por dejarnos pues desarrollar estas obras de amor que sentimos. Muchas gracias por acompañarnos hoy. Felicidades a todos en estos días de gran celebración. Que pasen un día bonito y por favor quédense a disfrutar de unos sabores gastronómicos muy nuestros. Gracias, buen día.
Thank you, Ms. Liz. Now, before we continue our program, I just would like to take a moment to recognize another talented Hispanic joining us today. Maria de Luz is a Mexican-born American singer, songwriter, and musician. She was raised in South Texas, and since early age, she developed her passion and love for music. Maria has performed at a National Hispanic Heritage Month celebration at the White House, and today we have her to perform some music for us. Please help me with a round of applause for Maria de Luz. Okay, so now we're about to conclude. I am gonna ask the Consul, City Commission, City Manager, and our 2023 honoree to join us at the exhibits for the ribbon cuttings. Thank you so much, and before we leave, just make your way back to the food and to the refreshments that we have for you. Thank you so much.